I see some students are getting ahead of me by actually solving. I'm just asking for what variable are we isolating? Awesome. So we are isolating the R. Great job. So when we isolate the variable, we know that we have to keep it by itself. So let's keep that in mind here. Now, our second step is to use our inverse operation. Now, we're going to look at this plus sign. So when we think of inverse, we're thinking opposite. So what's the opposite of addition? Someone help me out. What's the opposite of addition? Feel free to unmute or type it in the chat. What's the opposite of addition? All right. So I think we are a little sluggish from lunch. So how's this? We'll take a little brain break here. Now, I'm gonna need some people's help. So I need everyone to turn on their camera first and see if y'all are there with me. So thank you, Janard. Thank you, Tavon. Just waiting on two. Let's take a quick brain break, see if we can recharge ourselves here. All right, since we do have more people here, let's type into the chat, what did you guys do or what would you want to do during your 4-day break? So I know for me, I did a lot of yard work. So what about, I would have loved to travel or go hiking. So feel free to type into the chat what you would want to do over this 4-day weekend that we just had. So this is just to kind of refresh ourselves, to get us back on track, to get us a little energized. What would you guys want to do? I see Tavon Siblin kind of making a guest appearance. All right. See, Janard went somewhere. Tavon went to a party. Cool.
What is we talking about again?
So we're just taking a quick brain break, and tell me what you would want to do over your long weekend. Something that you wanted to do but didn't do. So feel free to unmute yourself or just type into the chat. We're just going to do a quick brain break for another 2 minutes to kind of get us re-energized, and we're going to go back into this lesson. Ooh, Tavon, I would have loved to go to Miami too. Somewhere nice and warm.
My cousin lived down there.
Awesome. Man, nice weather, the beaches, amusement parks. Okay. Shen would have loved to go out and eat. Ooh, all right. Janard wants to go to Hollywood? Me too. All right, cool. So that was just kind of our little, refresher to kind of get us in the right space. So let's keep it going here. So we're gonna take a look at our inverse operation. So we see an addition sign, and we see that this 237 is positive. So if I were to use the inverse operation or the opposite operation of addition, what would it be? Type it into the chat. What would it be? All right. How does this sound? If you have traveled over this weekend, feel free to unmute yourself and tell me what is the inverse of addition. I love it. Yes, Brianna, what's up? So this is my guided practice. I'm just going to ask for participation, and I'll start to let you know where the notes really kick in, okay? All right. So, hey, Brianna, while you're here, what is the inverse of addition? So what is the opposite of addition? There you go, subtraction. All right, let's keep it going. So we are going to be subtracting 237 to help isolate our variable. Now, here's a thought. Whatever I do to one side, I have to do to what?
The other.
Hey, there you go, the other side. So, well, I'm going to subtract 237 from both sides. So, we know that 237 minus 237, they're opposites, so boom, we know that that's going to cancel out. Bring what we haven't used on the right side all the way down.
That's not an independent practice because I know how to do this.
Not quite. I want us to focus because there's another part that I want. So, but I know that you're real hype and I know that you're really good at this, Dave. So, right off the bat, can you help me out with 562 minus 237? Can you help me out? I see you working on it. All right, while you're working on it, I'm going to work on it too. So I know that 2, you can't take it away from that 7, so you got to borrow. So you're going to drop that to a 5, borrow the 1. 12 minus 7, 5. 5 minus 3, 2. 5 minus 2, 3. So we know that R equals 325. Now, make sure that you guys have R is equal to or whatever your variable is equal to. So you making sure that you are labeling.
I thought I was going to say the answer.
Oh man, what's the answer? What's the answer?
He's already up there.
Well, am I right?
Yeah.
All right, there we go. Thank you for checking my work. All right, so for question number 2, I'm actually going to skip it for right now just because the previous classes I realized that it is a 2-step equation and we're only focusing on 1 step for now. So disregard this question and let's keep it going here. You guys are on a good track. I feel the energy moving. All right, we can use the inverse operation to isolate the variable in multiplication equation. So we know that addition is the inverse operation of subtraction. Now, what is the inverse operation for multiplication? Feel free to type it or come off mute. I'm looking for participation.
Wait, what? Division.
Oh, Okay, so Janard got it, but I'm going to say it again. So we know that addition is the inverse operation of subtraction. What is the inverse operation of multiplication? What's the opposite? And Janard helped us out. He said division. So fantastic job. Let's look at our examples here. So we know that the coefficient, or the number in front of the variable, this 2 right here, this 2y, is the same thing as 2 times y. So if we're trying to isolate the variable, what's my inverse operation of multiplication again? Feel free to hop off and so what is my inverse operation of multiplication again?
Division.
Hey, division. There you go. So I'm going to rewrite my equation. So we got 2y equals 100. And we know that we have to divide to isolate this variable. So what number would we have to divide by in order to get that y by itself? What's its coefficient? Ooh, don't you get quiet on me again.
Multiplication.
Elaborate. Janard, I hear you, but can you explain? Build on top of it. Let's see.
Wait, what did you say again?
Okay, so we know that 2y is the same thing as 2 times y. And you guys told me that the inverse operation of multiplication is division. So we know we have to divide something to both sides to get this y by itself. What do we have to divide?
2.
Hey, so we got to divide 2 from this side. And what if we
To
do
the
it
other
to one
side.
side? We got to do it to the other side. There we go.
Then you cross off 2.
Uh-huh.
So what's 100 divided by 2? 50.
Hey, there you go.
Y equals 50.
I really appreciate you say y equals 50 because you labeled it. My man, Tavon, let's keep it going. All right, so let me erase this to give us a little bit more room. All right, so help me out here. We have 5z equals 25. So
Same thing we did for the first one.
Oh, go into detail. Help me out. Help me out. What do you mean?
Division. I'm gonna let Janard do this one.
Okay. All right. So, Tavon helped you out here. So we are dividing because we know that the inverse of multiplication is division. So I'm gonna rewrite my problem out, and we are dividing. Now, excuse my my handwriting. It's kind of hard to write with this. So we know that we're dividing something to get the z by.
You dividing 5,
I'm dividing 5. You are absolutely right.
and you do it on the other side. You cross off your 5s, and your answer should be 5.
Hey, there you go. So I like how I was able to see your work because you were kind of explaining it, and I really appreciate that. So we've been doing this for 2 problems now. Let's see. I'm going to give you guys, let's say, 2 minutes. I want you guys to work on question number 3. And then once you guys have your answers, please type into the chat because I want to make sure that everyone's voice is heard. And, you know, our friends are helping us out, so let's keep it going. So we are working on question number 3. I'm going to leave number 2 up there for you as an example. But in the next 2 minutes, you guys are working on question number 3. Go.